Quinoa, that small pearly grain that for centuries remained confined to the high Andean plateaus of South America, has emerged in recent decades as an unexpected player in global nutrition. However, despite its growing popularity, few truly understand the extraordinary potential it holds for those seeking to reverse aging-related muscle loss. What makes quinoa truly exceptional isn't a single nutrient, but its complete and perfectly balanced nutritional profile. In a world where plant proteins are often incomplete, quinoa emerges as a botanical rarity. It contains all 9 essential amino acids that our bodies cannot produce on their own. This characteristic makes it a complete protein comparable to animal proteins, but without the drawbacks that the latter can present for older adults, such as excess saturated fat or digestive difficulties. When we analyze quinoa's molecular composition, we discover that it contains between 16 and 22% high biological value protein. But what's truly revolutionary is the abundant presence of lysine, an amino acid crucial for tissue repair and the synthesis of new muscle proteins, which is typically lacking in most grains. For an older adult struggling with sarcopenia, the gradual but persistent loss of muscle mass, lysine represents an indispensable ally that few plant sources can offer. Miguel, a 68-year-old retired teacher, began incorporating half a cup of quinoa daily after noticing that it was becoming increasingly difficult for him to get up from his favorite chair. "At first, I didn't expect much," he confesses, "but after 3 months, not only have I regained strength in my legs, but my grandson no longer has to help me carry the grocery bags." His experience is not anecdotal. Clinical studies have shown that regular intake of complete proteins like quinoa, combined with moderate physical activity, can reverse up to 15% of muscle loss in older adults over a 6-month period. But the protein profile is just the beginning of the benefits of this ancient food. Quinoa contains more than twice the fiber of most grains, with approximately 7 grams per cooked cup. This characteristic makes it a natural regulator of intestinal transit, a critical factor for efficient nutrient absorption. As we age, our ability to absorb and metabolize nutrients decreases significantly, creating a vicious cycle. Fewer absorbed nutrients mean less material available to maintain and rebuild muscle tissue. Quinoa's fiber, which is primarily insoluble, acts as an intestinal brush that improves the health of the microbiota. The trillions of microorganisms that inhabit our digestive system and that modern science increasingly identifies as crucial regulators of our systemic health, including muscle function. A healthy gut more efficiently absorbs the proteins and minerals needed for muscle regeneration, creating a virtuous cycle of optimized nutrition. Furthermore, quinoa has a remarkably low glycemic index compared to other grains such as white rice or refined wheat. For older adults, especially those with insulin sensitivity or type 2 diabetes, common conditions after age 60, this factor is crucial. Spikes in glucose and insulin accelerate inflammatory processes that contribute to muscle breakdown. Quinoa, by releasing its energy slowly, maintains stable glucose levels, creating a metabolic environment that favors muscle preservation and regeneration. Quinoa's mineral profile deserves special attention in the context of muscle aging. It contains abundant magnesium, a mineral in which more than 60% of older adults are significantly deficient. Magnesium is not only crucial for more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, but also plays a fundamental role in efficient muscle contraction. Its deficiency is directly linked to cramps, weakness, and chronic fatigue, symptoms that many mistakenly attribute to age when in fact they reflect correctable nutritional deficiencies. Iron, another mineral abundant in quinoa, is essential for transporting oxygen to muscle tissues. Iron deficiency anemia, common in older adults, severely compromises the muscle's ability to generate aerobic energy, resulting in premature fatigue and reduced functional capacity. 1 cup of quinoa provides approximately 15% of the daily iron requirement, significantly contributing to preventing this condition. Potassium, an essential mineral for proper neuromuscular function, is present in significant amounts in quinoa. Its role in fluid balance and nerve transmission makes it critical for maintaining muscle function in older adults. Potassium deficiency, common in modern Western diets, can manifest as generalized weakness, often mistaken for normal fatigue of aging. What makes quinoa particularly valuable compared to other superfoods is its exceptional culinary versatility. Unlike supplements or foods with strong flavors that cause sensory fatigue, quinoa has a pleasant, neutral flavor that absorbs the aromas and flavors it is cooked with. This characteristic makes it a perfect nutritional canvas for endless preparations that can be adapted to any cultural or personal preference. For those looking for a simple, easy-to-use quinoa salad, a warm quinoa salad is an ideal option. Simply cook it according to the package instructions, let it cool, and add colorful vegetables, olive oil, and lemon. This simple preparation, served as a main course for lunch, provides not only quinoa's complete protein, but also antioxidants, healthy fats and vitamins that work synergistically to enhance muscle recovery. Quinoa energy soup is another particularly beneficial practical application for older adults. By combining quinoa with low-sodium vegetable or chicken broth, adding carrots, celery, onion, and a little turmeric, known for its anti-inflammatory properties, you get a complete, easy-to-digest, and extraordinarily nutritious meal. For people with chewing or swallowing difficulties, common after age 70, this preparation represents an efficient way to ensure optimal nutrition without compromising enjoyment. A particularly effective strategy for those who find it difficult to radically change their eating habits is quinoa fake rice. It consists simply of partially or completely replacing the usual white rice with similarly cooked quinoa. This small modification, imperceptible to conservative palates, exponentially increases the nutritional value of traditional dishes without significantly altering their sensory profile. To optimize the benefits of quinoa, it is recommended to wash it thoroughly before cooking to remove saponins, natural compounds that give it a bitter taste, if not properly removed. Once washed, the ideal ratio is 2 parts liquid to 1 part quinoa, simmering for approximately 15 minutes until the grain is tender but still firm to the bite. The correct texture, slightly al dente, maximizes both enjoyment and digestibility. The impact of regularly incorporating quinoa extends beyond muscle function. Elena, a 72-year-old retired lawyer, began consuming it daily after a hip fracture that severely compromised her mobility. What surprised me most, she says, was not only regaining strength faster than the doctors expected, but also how it improved my bowel movement, a problem I'd been struggling with for decades. Her experience illustrates how the holistic benefits of this food create cascading effects that improve quality of life in multiple dimensions. When we compare quinoa with other commonly consumed grains, the nutritional differences are striking. White rice, for example, contains less than half the protein, is virtually devoid of essential amino acids like lysine, provides only a fraction of the fiber, and has a significantly higher glycemic index. Wheat, although more complete than refined. Rice contains gluten, a protein that can cause intestinal inflammation, even in people without celiac disease, compromising the absorption of essential nutrients for muscle regeneration. For those who fear that incorporating quinoa might be expensive, it's worth considering a realistic cost-benefit analysis. While its price per kilo may be higher than that of traditional grains, its extraordinary nutritional density means that smaller amounts are needed to obtain significant benefits. Furthermore, when you consider the potential savings on protein, supplements, medications for digestive problems, and the invaluable value of maintaining functional independence, quinoa emerges as an extraordinarily cost-effective investment in long-term health. The call to incorporate quinoa as a regular staple in main meals is not simply isolated nutritional advice. It represents an invitation to reconnect with ancestral food wisdom, which understood food not only as a source of calories, but also as preventative and restorative medicine. The Incas, who built an extraordinary civilization high in the Andes, considered quinoa so valuable that they called it Chicia Mama, mother of all grains, and used it not only as a staple food, but also as a medicine to strengthen warriors, the elderly and convalescents. Today, armed with the scientific understanding that validates that intuitive knowledge, we have the opportunity to transform our relationship with this exceptional food. Quinoa is not just another grain in our pantry. It is a tool for biological transformation that, strategically incorporated into our daily diet, can reverse the processes of deterioration we mistakenly considered inevitable. The challenge now is to move from knowledge to action. How will you incorporate quinoa into your next meal? What traditional dish could you reinvent by replacing refined grains with this nutritional treasure? The difference between knowing the path and following it lies precisely in these small, everyday decisions that, accumulated over time, rewrite our biology and our destiny. At first glance, it seems like just a dairy product, thicker and creamier than traditional yogurt. However, behind that simple appearance lies a true nutritional marvel with the power to radically transform the muscle health of those who have crossed the 60-year barrier. Greek yogurt, that ancient food from the Mediterranean mountains, represents much more than a culinary trend. It constitutes a complete arsenal of strategic nutrients to combat muscle loss associated with aging. To truly understand why Greek yogurt deserves a special place in the diet of seniors, we must first understand what makes it fundamentally different from conventional yogurt. The secret lies in its manufacturing process. After the bacterial fermentation common to all yogurts, Greek yogurt undergoes an additional filtering or straining process that removes much of the whey. This seemingly simple step radically transforms its nutritional profile. The result of this additional process is astonishing. Greek yogurt contains approximately twice as much protein as regular yogurt, reaching between 17 and 20 grams per cup, depending on the manufacturer. To put this figure into context, it represents approximately 1/3 of an older adult's daily protein needs, concentrated in a single, easily digestible and absorbed food. But the story doesn't end with the quantity of protein. Its quality deserves special attention. Greek yogurt contains complete proteins of high biological value, rich in essential amino acids, particularly leucine. This amino acid plays a crucial role as a direct activator of muscle protein synthesis, acting as a molecular key that turns on the cellular mechanisms of muscle building. Recent research suggests that older adults need approximately twice as much leucine as younger adults to effectively stimulate muscle protein synthesis, making Greek yogurt an irreplaceable strategic ally. The story of Ramon, a 71-year-old retired carpenter, vividly illustrates this potential. After a hospitalization for pneumonia left him significantly weakened, his doctors recommended incorporating Greek yogurt into his daily diet. At first, I thought it was overly simplistic advice for such a serious problem, he recalls. But after 2 months of consuming 1 cup for breakfast and another as a snack, I regained strength in my arms and legs that I thought was lost forever. What Ramon experienced was no coincidence. Clinical studies show that strategically consuming high-quality proteins like those in Greek yogurt can reverse up to 18% of muscle loss in older adults undergoing rehabilitation. Greek yogurt's exceptional protein profile is complemented by its extraordinary bioavailable calcium content. 1 cup provides approximately 40% of the daily requirement for this critical mineral, whose importance goes far beyond bone health. What many don't realize is that calcium plays a critical role in efficient muscle contraction. When calcium levels are suboptimal, as they are in approximately 60% of older adults, muscle function is significantly compromised, manifesting as weakness, premature fatigue, and reduced overall physical performance. Professor Carmen Gonzalez, a geriatric nutrition specialist at the Complutense University of Madrid, explains, "We repeatedly see how older patients with suboptimal calcium levels experience slower and less effective muscle recovery after periods of inactivity. Incorporating Greek yogurt daily has proven to be one of the most cost-effective interventions for reversing this situation, especially when combined with moderate sun exposure to optimize vitamin D." But the real secret of Greek yogurt as a muscle-building food lies in a third element, its extraordinary richness in live probiotics. Unlike many other protein foods, Greek yogurt contains trillions of beneficial microorganisms that colonize our gut and radically transform our ability to extract and utilize nutrients. Strains such as Lactobacillus bulgaricus and Streptococcus thermophilus, naturally present in Greek yogurt, significantly improve protein digestion and amino acid absorption, maximizing the muscle benefit of every spoonful. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that older adults who regularly consumed Greek yogurt experienced a 23% improvement in the bioavailability of essential amino acids compared to those who consumed the same amount of protein from other sources, without probiotics. This finding revolutionizes our understanding. It's not just how much protein we consume that matters, but also how our bodies process and utilize it. The benefits of Greek yogurt probiotics extend beyond protein digestion. These beneficial bacteria produce bioactive compounds that reduce systemic inflammation, a crucial factor in the context of muscle aging. Chronic low-grade inflammation, common in older adults, significantly accelerates muscle protein breakdown. The short-chain fatty acids generated by Greek yogurt probiotics act as anti-inflammatory messengers, creating a biochemical environment that favors muscle preservation and reconstruction. Teresa, a 66-year-old retired teacher with rheumatoid arthritis, found an unexpected ally in Greek yogurt. "I started consuming it daily primarily for its protein," she says, "but after 3 months, I noticed something surprising. The morning stiffness in my joints had decreased considerably, and my tests showed a significant reduction in my inflammatory markers." Her experience reflects what science is discovering. The benefits of Greek yogurt go beyond the simple protein equation to positively influence the inflammatory mechanisms that accelerate muscle loss. An additional advantage of Greek yogurt over other protein sources is its exceptional satiety profile. Thanks to its nutrient density and creamy texture, it creates a feeling of fullness that lasts for hours, helping to naturally regulate total caloric intake. For older adults, struggling with weight gain associated with a reduced basal metabolic rate, this characteristic is invaluable. The combination of high protein and low calorie density, approximately 130 calories per cup in fat-free versions, makes it an ideal tool for maintaining muscle mass while simultaneously managing body weight. When we compare Greek yogurt with regular yogurt, the nutritional differences are striking. In addition to doubling the protein content, Greek yogurt contains approximately half the carbohydrates, as the straining process removes much of the lactose. For older adults with lactose sensitivity, common after age 60, this characteristic facilitates digestion and minimizes adverse effects such as bloating or intestinal discomfort. Greek yogurt also surpasses regular yogurt in its vitamin B12 content, a critical nutrient for proper neuromuscular function whose deficiency affects up to 30% of people over the age of 65. This vitamin, vital for nerve health and DNA synthesis, is concentrated during the straining process, offering approximately 20% more than conventional yogurt. Its deficiency manifests as weakness, fatigue, and impaired coordination, symptoms often mistakenly attributed to normal aging. For those looking to incorporate Greek yogurt into their daily diet in a practical and delicious way, the options are virtually endless. The perfect protein breakfast consists of combining half a cup of Greek yogurt with fresh seasonal fruit, a tablespoon of chia seeds, which provide anti-inflammatory omega-3s, and a handful of chopped walnuts. This simple combination provides approximately 25 grams of complete protein, fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats, creating a synergistic effect that boosts muscle regeneration. The Greek yogurt post-workout smoothie is another especially valuable, strategic application for older adults who maintain regular physical activity. Simply blend a cup of Greek yogurt with half a banana, a handful of berries, rich in anti-inflammatory antioxidants, and a tablespoon of honey. This smoothie, consumed within 30 minutes of exercise, takes advantage of the anabolic window, during which muscles are particularly receptive to restorative nutrients, maximizing the benefits of each physical activity session. For those cravings between meals, the strategic snack of Greek yogurt with walnuts represents a nutritionally superior option to processed snacks. A small serving of Greek yogurt combined with 7 walnuts provides approximately 12 grams of protein and healthy omega-3 fats, critical nutrients for combating chronic inflammation that accelerates muscle breakdown. This snack stabilizes blood glucose levels, preventing insulin spikes that promote fat storage and muscle loss. When choosing Greek yogurt at the supermarket, certain considerations are essential to maximize its benefits. First, always opt for versions without added sugars, as these promote inflammation that compromises muscle health. Second, verify that the product contains live active cultures, generally indicated as active probiotic cultures on the label. Finally, prefer yogurts made with milk from grass-fed cows, which contain a higher proportion of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. For those who prefer homemade options that maximize control over ingredients, making Greek yogurt at home is surprisingly simple. Simply prepare conventional yogurt following traditional recipes and then strain it for 4 to 6 hours in a fine mesh or coffee strainer lined with paper filters. This method not only guarantees the absence of additives and preservatives, but is also significantly more economical than commercial versions, a relevant factor for those on a budget. The long-term impact of regularly incorporating Greek yogurt transcends the muscular realm to positively influence multiple systems. Manuel, a 74-year-old retired physician, began consuming it daily, following the advice of a nutritionist colleague. After 6 months, he reports, not only had I regained strength and endurance, but my cholesterol levels improved significantly and my blood pressure stabilized within healthy ranges. His experience illustrates the interconnectedness of these systems. Improved body composition, more muscle, less fat, positively influences metabolic and cardiovascular parameters. For older adults with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, conditions extremely common after age 60, Greek yogurt offers additional benefits. Its combination of high-quality protein and probiotics improves insulin sensitivity, facilitating glycemic control without additional medication. A recent meta-analysis found that regular Greek yogurt consumption was associated with a 17% reduction in the risk of diabetic complications among older adults, a finding with profound public health implications.